Alright, and we're live. It's been a while since I streamed anything Girls Frontline-ish. It was a fun break, but holy crap. Major event in Girls Frontline 1. We got the Project NeuroCloud event as well. Yeah. I got stuff to catch up on.
私が守るからきっと大丈夫。私の獲物コレクションを見てるのか?
I see Girls Frontline is already doing like their Valentine's crap. Makes sense. Actually, it's kind of late for this actually. Now that I think about it. Yeah, the Valentine's stuff started at 2:18, but Valentine's was 2:14. Hmm. These chess costumes are so cool. I like them. I'm not gonna spend gems on them, but they're kind of cool. I outright couldn't even like recognize some of the characters. I had to like think about it for a sec. And I didn't want to actually like cheat by like look at the actual like character bios or anything. I just wanted to like judge based on how they look. So I was like, I got it though. I was like, who the fuck is this? But then I was like, wait, how many girls call us boss? So like instantly Thompson. Yeah, Thompson looks amazing. And then that's Og. P7? P7? I actually can't figure out who the fuck this is. Oh, this is MP. Oh yeah, this is Catherine. That's Catherine. I actually have no idea who the fuck this is. Which means I probably don't care enough about her. I'm okay with not knowing. Actually, wait. If I just do this, I could check in-game. I don't know how to check like the social media or anything like that. I could just do this. Alright, P7. Oh, it's APC? Oh, she's at 4-star Asar Rifle. No wonder I didn't remember her. I never remember her as MP41. I only remember her as Catherine. P7, Thompson, Rhino, Og. The chess pieces look awesome. Honestly, like, the future is 3D, whatever, but I do miss, like, not having so many, like, 2D outfits. I miss this, because I think these look amazing. I don't know, call me old school. It's like, GFL 2 is not going to have that many costumes because they had to do, like, a fucking full 3D render and shit. But with this, though, it's just, like, regular just 2D art. You know, you could crank this stuff out, you know? I mean, like, you could definitely crank out, like, a couple good drawings in, like every, like, 2 hours or something. But, like, you know, I'd want to give an artist, like, a whole entire day just to make sure it looks good. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about the spas thingy. Which, I don't even have mine at level 100 because, like, why would I? There was no reason to ever have her at level 100. It is crazy how unassuming that she is in this game. I mean, the shotgun class in this game is very unassuming in the first place. Increased damage by 70%. I think it's increased damage by 100% at level 10, but again, like, there was no reason to use her. What also kind of sucks too is that the armor stat means nothing in late game. Like, enemies punch so hard anyway, the armor stat just doesn't do anything. This only does something at the beginning of the game, but at the beginning of the game, when you're new, you wouldn't have shotgun characters in the first place. So they're definitely in a weird spot where, like, by the time you could have them, they're basically unusable. It's like one of the few times people actually talk about shotgun characters in GFL 1 is for grinding. That's like the only time people ever talk about them. Which is a little sad. There are some, like, very specific enemies where shotgun characters can come in handy. But you can also kind of, like, just brute force it anyway. So it's not like you really need them. There we go. Somebody at Mika must love Sabrina. Because, like, she's very unassuming in this game. I'm, like, over the cap for memory fragments. So, like, I'm actually not losing anything for doing this right now. There we go. I'm below the cap now. I can farm for it again. I mean, like, at this point, they basically kind of give away the memory fragments for free now. When it was brand new, it was hard to get this, but now it's easy. I mean, this game in general just got rid of the farm. There's pretty much, like, no farm at all anymore. The farm is gone, which is arguably a good thing. Man, if you told me years ago I'd have over, like, 10,000 cores, like, damn, I'd never believe you. Man, you could definitely see the art upgrade. Is she even usable right now? That's a good question. I don't think she is. Increased damage by 50% of current shield value. Oh. She's still kind of bad. Do I even have any costumes for her? No, I don't. Honestly, like, even her default art still looks fine, actually. It's the same artist. They haven't changed the art. This one is a different artist. All right, it's only this one that has a different artist. So, honestly, when you look at it, the artist just got better. There's a lot more, like, detail on this compared to this one. But still good, though. Still quite good. Man, I really hope they Digimon Sabrina to have, like, these shield wings again, because these are just awesome. Yeah, shotgun characters in this game have, like, extra, like, arm appendages that I really like, so they don't actually have to hold, like, their shields. Yeah, she's got, like, this wing thing about her. Like, that's cool. That's so cool. We gotta have Sat 8 in GFL 2. She's the only one that doesn't have, like, arm shields. Instead, she's got, like, these speakers, but that's because, like, she does energy shields, which is kind of cool. Everyone else has, like, a physical shield, but Sat 8 has energy shields. That's just awesome. Huh. Never really noticed that, like, M1887 has, like, an arm shield? Huh. It's not, like, on her waist, like a lot of the other girls are on. Yeah. I have too many dupes. Yeah, a lot of the other girls have their shields like attached to their hips or waist or something. Not too many arm shields. It's like I got like the fucking Digimon for spas just because I could afford it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna use it or anything. Especially for characters I don't use, like I purposely just kind of like just keep their skill levels low anyway. I only ever upgrade them like when it's gonna be like for a weekly quest or like during like the point events. Nice. And that's it. I already did all my dailies. I don't plan to gacha for the chess pieces. It's cool, but not really necessary. It's not something I really enjoy that much. These cobs are cool too, but I'm not gonna go for them. Yeah. I'll wait for like the next set. Production rate up for 416, G11, Thompson, P7. It's like, this does nothing for me. Like, there's no reason for me to even do this for fun. I have, like, dupes of these characters also. Not that, like, you need dupes for GFL 1. You could definitely do this by just having, like, just one of each, but having dupes is just nice to use, especially, like, for the meta units. I mean, might as well. I can't even say, like, just making these would be a waste of resources, because I'm already over the cap anyway. Wait, is that it? I have 456,000 manpower, 368,000 ammunition. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 1,000,000 parts? When did that happen? My regular... Yeah, here it is. My resource limit is 300,000. That's for, like, actually, like gaining them naturally. I'm over the soft cap. The resource limit is... 3... Wait. 113,000. I'm at 1,000,000 parts. I'm not sure what this resource limit down here is then. I'm pretty sure I saw screenshots of somebody hitting the hard cap. At least like years ago. But I guess that hard cap doesn't matter anymore. Because I could have sworn the hard cap was like 600,000. But I am definitely over 600,000. It doesn't matter. Like, it legitimately doesn't matter. Wait, did I not do this? Oh, shit. I haven't done this. I did my dailies, and some of my dailies didn't force me to, like, do these farms, so I just didn't do them. And I could afford not to do them, because I already have everything. Yeah, it literally just was not part of my daily missions for the day. Because it's randomized. Man, I remember when these dyes were supposed to be like super rare, when they like introduced like the commander avatars or whatever, but like the commander avatar like doesn't matter anymore. You do get like a slight like account buff for like having like a whole like costume set, but it's so minuscule that you might as well just not have it. I like never even like bothered like going into this thing, so like I kind of forget how you even check for like what the full sets do. I forget like what screen to go to here. What the hell? Am I lagging? What the hell? There it is. Nope, not that. I forget how to check. I forget how to check, and it doesn't matter. Oh, here it is. You gotta click the little magnifying glass. Affection gain for dolls in collection increased by 3%. I mean, considering that the affection like caps out at 100, that doesn't matter. Experience increased by 3%. Considering that like at this point in the game, experience also doesn't matter. Commander experience. This would only be a thing for new accounts. Repair time. Man, repair time. Everyone just uses like instant repair anyway. Skill training time. Equipment enhancements. Berry experience. Yeah, this shit don't matter. This shit like does not matter. I guess it's good that it doesn't matter. Oh, that's actually pretty significant. I mean, like, it doesn't pertain to me still, though. But it is pretty significant. Increased battery output by 1%. Actually, this one actually kind of matters. Kind of. It only matters because, like, you do need batteries, like, for a lot of things. Especially, like, if you're on a new account. And it would actually take you a while to, like, max out everything. So, yeah, actually, that would be useful. That 1% will actually, like, add up, like, quite a bit. Although, like, by the time they finally added in, like, commander costumes in this game, I already had everything maxed out, so it didn't matter anyway. But it'll matter to like a new player. It'll matter. Reduce repair time for Hawks. The reduced repair time for Hawks, like, is so laughable. Because, like, if a Hawk dies, not only was that your fault, but also, like, they take, like, 26 hours to repair. So, I don't think anyone's gonna really see a difference for, like, that 10%. You're just gonna instant repair them. Alright, I think I did all the fucking stupid stuff I wanted to do at the start of the stream. I guess I'll just get right to it. You could tell it's the first time I clicked on here because it's actually gonna play the, like the PV. Oh my god, 416's in here. Man, Mika must really love chess because, like, they do so much, like, chess metaphors in their games. I can't believe AR-18 is still relevant. Just because, like, I feel like her story should have already been finished at this point. But she's still here? Is the sound supposed to stop playing? I don't know if the sound's supposed to stop playing when I click on that, but... Oh, shit. Okay, so I guess, like... I guess this is just, like, extra lore. That's cool. That's cool. Is it 60? It's always 60. It's always 60. You do it every day, and get 60, and then eventually you could buy everything. It's not necessary for my account. I already have like most of the common shit.
指揮官様、今日はいいお天気ですわよ。まさにショッピング日和。
And also, like, you can skip, like, basically, like, three days, I believe, and still have everything. So, as long as I get, like, the main stuff, which is, like, everything up top, I'm good. I don't really need the combat reports. I don't need the hawk things, and I don't need the cheesecake or whatever, but since I literally already have everything, I'll probably get them all anyway. Even if I do miss a few days. I do like that we're not doing the book thing anymore. I like being able to actually see the map. This is honestly what every event should have been. So I have like more like reference points on like where the battles were taking place. Like this I like. This I like. Can I zoom in? No. Oh, yes I can. I can zoom in. Oh, I like that. I like being able to zoom in like this. Or zoom out. This is such, like, a stupid thing that I think most players probably don't care about, but I care about this. That's why, like, I didn't like how the other events did, like, the book thing, where, like, it was just kind of like a static background, basically. Maybe, like, a slightly animated background, but, like, it's just still, like a solid color, maybe gradient color background, like a black or red background, and you just clicked on, like, fucking buttons. You clicked on, like, a text boxes to get to the next stage. Here, though, like, I assume the buttons would be kind of random because, like, it'll show you, like, where the battles would take place. And I like that. I like that. Also, like, I like being able to, like, really, like, overanalyze some of these buildings. Even though I'm probably overthinking it more than the devs, maybe, or something. Like, the devs might just, like, randomly put shit around without thinking about it, but I like to imagine that the devs cared enough to, like, actually, like, think this through, maybe. I don't know. Oh shit, Shadowless. Alright, if I remember right, Shadowless is only here because of her dead brother, Light or whatever. Because she actually had, like, a good career going, like, at her previous, like, city. She went to, like, her brother's funeral. It was very sad, and I'm sure her coworkers, you know, gave their condolences, but life goes on. So she moved here because she wanted to get more information about, like, her brother's death or something. But, again, she didn't have to do that, though. She had a pretty sweet gig going on, like, in her previous place, but she's not in it for the money. In fact, I'm pretty sure her boss was even going to give her a promotion, but she said she doesn't care about that. She just wants to go to the other city or whatever. She's doing it for personal reasons. Yeah, she doesn't care about the money at all. I'm actually kind of surprised that she's even, like, being shown off again. I didn't think she'd be important. Well, she's probably not important. She's probably just being used more, like, as a narrative kind of like thing. She's here to tell us the story, probably. I can't imagine her being, like, that important. It has stopped snowing. As the frost begins to thaw in the morning, water drips down from branches and roofs. Oh shit, I almost forgot. I gotta, like, get my controller plugged in so I could use that to go through the text boxes because, like, it's just better for me that way. There it is. Because I don't like to use my mouse and keyboard for this. Oh shit, this is like old BGM right here. Yeah, this is not new. This is like fucking like vanilla ass like GFL BGM. Not that it's bad, it's good. The clouds hang low in the sky, making it a dull gray. The outer wall of the shopping center in Wiesbaden district. A large LED screen keeps on playing its contents to the desolate sky. Good morning. It is November 1st, 2064. And the current time in Frankfurt is 6 a.m. Welcome to the news. First, an update on the latest development of the explosion at Alte Oper. Ah, yeah, that was the fight between Team Defy and RPK. So technically Team Defy versus Team Defy. But I guess RPK got kicked out of the team. So far, the explosion has caused at least 64 deaths and wounded more than 200. The cause of the explosion is confirmed to be a suicide bomb carried by RPK-16, a tactical doll produced by Neo-Soviet Union. As of press time, no organization has claimed responsibility for the incident, but in the view of the Human Manifesto, issued by RPK-16 prior to her death, the incident is now considered a vicious terrorist attack against civilians instigated by dolls. The Neo-Soviet Union Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued an urgent statement this morning in response to the explosion, claiming that the state has ordered the doll manufacturer to shut down all research and development projects on related doll models, and the experimental data will be seized and investigated by the relevant government departments. Alright, so that's definitely the ministry, like, saving face there, because, like, there is no relevant doll models. Like, Team Defy was entirely, like, custom made. But that'll make people feel better, though. They're lying, but, like, it's not like anyone can catch them on that lie, I guess. This case will allegedly be led by Neo-Soviet Union in coordination with the Transitional German Joint Law Enforcement Initiative. Further details on the collaboration framework and progress will be released at a later date. Additionally, German police have issued a special bounty warrant for remaining members of Task Force Defy, AK-12, 94, and 15. The charges listed in the warrant include murder, fatal terrorism, and endangering human security, among others. To prevent similar crises from occurring again, the German government issued the interim regulations for doll security and an emergency decree during the early hours of the morning. This marks a new wave of nationwide restrictions on dolls, particularly in the capital, following the full-scale traffic lockdown in Frankfurt on October 23rd. Key restrictions include prohibiting dolls from freely entering or exiting Frankfurt and Berlin, establishing temporary checkpoints on interstate highways and major transit routes, and conducting registration, statistics collections, and neurocloud screening on dolls that are currently present within Frankfurt. Up next, we'll go live to our correspondent, Shadowless, for the on-the-ground coverage. I forget if Shadowless is actually her name. I don't think it is. I forget. I know Light. that wasn't his name. That was his code name. But like, I do find it kind of interesting that like the brother was Light and the sister Shadow. So that's got to be like her news anchor name. But like, I don't think I remember seeing her real name anywhere in the game though. That can't be her real name. Hello, this is Shadowless. I'm now standing right by the Eisenhower stake upon Mainz. I remember this background. This is where like 12 was kind of like walking and like she was like in cloak form or something and like it was snowing or some shit. I remember this. As you can see through the camera, there is a large crowd gathered here. I will now talk to some members of the public and see what they think about new regulations. Hello, what are your thoughts about the interim regulations for adult security? What the hell is that? They are temporary measures introduced following the serious attacks on humans perpetrated by dolls. These measures are aimed at imposing restrictions on all dolls in Frankfurt and Berlin. That sounds like a pretty good idea. It improved public security, no? Thank you for your input. Hello, what are your thoughts about the interim regulation of adult security? Who cares about the DAS? Thank you for your input. Oh shit. We got a riot going on. No to the security regulations. No to the security regulations. Set the dolls free. Wait, what? After like going through like fucking like 12 or so chapters of like doll racism, we got like set the dolls free. This has got to be like the subset of people that like actually like dolls, like the cult or something. Which there is actually a doll cult. That's kind of like the other extreme. A voice chanting slogans loudly attracts Shadowless' attention. She hurries towards a group of people who are currently crossing the bridge. Hello, what are your thoughts about the interim regulation of adult security? I'm against it. The policy is always senseless. It's put the operation of our hospitals to a complete standstill. Oh, wait, that actually kind of makes sense. Considering that, like, the population for GFL verse is, like, really low, and they've had to use, like, robots to kind of, like, fill in the gap for, like, the workforce and shit, it makes sense, actually. Could you elaborate? Hospitals in Frankfurt employ a large amount of dolls as counselors, pharmacists, nurses, security guards, etc. You don't allow the dolls to work, but you don't provide us with alternative manpower, so how are we supposed to fill this labor shortage? I understand. So you are opposed to the policy because of its severe impact on hospital operation efficiency. Before the doctor can respond, Shadowless' microphone gets snatched away. I think the policy is great. We're finally throwing out these goddamn dolls that are taking our jobs. How can humans ever compete against dolls that don't eat, sleep, demand pay, or make mistakes? With them out of the picture, it'd be so much easier to get a job. Thank you for your input. Please give me back my microphone. If you ask me, I'd say we should scrap all the dolls in the whole country. I support the nationwide adoption of the regulation. Other members of the group hollered agreement, but an even bigger commotion draws Shadowless' attention. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a doll being escorted by the police into the police station for a neurocloud screening. Hello, may I take a couple minutes of your time to conduct a short interview? Sure. What's your name? What are your thoughts about the interim regulation of doll security? I don't even know if this is like the same Mari that that Kay had. I literally don't know if it's the same one. Because at first they made it seem like Mari was kind of like special, but then like we never saw her again. So like now I don't know if it is. I'm currently employed by a housekeeping services company and mainly work as a nanny. Did I do something wrong? Why am I under arrest? You didn't do anything wrong. This is done for the safety of human citizens. There's a citywide screening to identify dangerous dolls. I never harmed any humans. Please don't hurt me. That's enough. We need to go. The doll's wide, terrified eyes soon disappear from view. It does make me wonder if G36 would be able to, like, get through these choke points or not. Because Project NeuroCloud gave us extra backstory on G36, and it was like, G36 was owned by a rich family, and then, like, even after her sister owner or whatever left, she still technically, like, belongs to that rich family. So, like, she's not, like, an ownerless doll, technically. But she has supposedly freedom to go wherever she wants. G36 is a weird, is like a weird case. She could get her own game, honestly. I could see a game for G36 where, like, it's more like detective work. Like, you go from city to city. Maybe you fight some E-Leds. You fight other T-Dolls. And, like, you try to find, like, clues on, like, where your sister owner is or whatever. I could see her getting her own game. Near the Eisener Steak, Frankfurt. The Jeep parked on the side of the road bears silent witness to the scene. Then the engine starts and it drives off into the open highway. I remember this background. I remember this. This is where, like, this is where Jay was trying to go to sleep or whatever. No, wait, that was a different car. I mean, whatever. It's a random background. Inside the vehicle, the grim atmosphere weighs heavily on the expressionless doll in the driver's seat. Oh shit, M16. I feel like I remember that they teased M16 like fucking last year, and she's still not gadgetable. But I feel like they teased her last year. Like, when the fuck did that happen? When was that supposed to happen? In the distance, high-definition cameras slowly revolve, scanning the area. Unfazed, M16 keeps her face blank as she continues to play the law-abiding doll. Meanwhile, she logs into the encrypted comms channel. The interim regulations for doll security are now in full effect. Any doll that don't meet the requirements are being taken away for inspection. Did we? I mean, like, CN's not a thing anymore, though, right? It doesn't really matter for them right now. Aren't they still waiting to get their server back up? Because it was like the contract they had like with that server like expired. They gotta get like a new contract now. And the office that handles all the admin procedures just so happens to be closed at such a critical time. Put it simply, they're not giving us dolls any time to react at all. Are you affected? I wonder what element M16 would be. I can't really see her as ice or corrosion, poison. I don't like to call it corrosion. I just say poison. Poison, ice. Can't really see it. I can see her being physical. I guess electric is okay, but I don't know. I guess I kind of see her as more physical. I mean, elements are just weird in GFL2 in general. Actually, I can see her as fire. I can see M16 as fire. No, the sly-old fox got me some special permits, which should be more than enough to get me through any inspection. The biggest problem is with Defy. The Stasai has placed such a huge bounty on their heads that the poachers on the black market are all out for blood. Not gonna lie, even I find the sum very tempting. Still, isn't there a hideout in Allstadt? I doubt the inspection can be thoroughly enforced there. The Altstadt is pretty Rossus, so it does make it for a perfect hideout for outlaws. But no matter how lawless it is, the residents aren't blind. AK-15 sticks out whenever she goes. And since anti-doll sentiments are running really high right now, people could just call the police if they see a doll out in the streets. You know what? I could also imagine, too, that there'd be also, like, a lot of false positives, because, like, we know that cyborg parts exist for humans. So, like, you can, like, go to the fucking grocery store, and, like, you have, like, a robot arm, because, you know, you lost your arm in a tragic accident or some shit. And then people's gonna be like, oh my god, that guy's a robot. It's like, guys, it's just a cyborg implant. I'm not a fucking robot. And then, like, people are gonna, like, beat you up or whatever. And then, like, you gotta defend yourself or whatever. And then now they're gonna be like, oh my god, crazy robot. He's attacking humans. I mean, like, Angie felt like 50% cyborg at that point. I believe it was, like, both her legs, and it was, like, her left arm, and, like, her right eye or some shit. And I'm pretty sure she also had, like, a fucking robot spinal cord. Yeah, Angie was basically, like half robot. So they can't stay in one place for long. Right, but I still don't think Defy's your biggest problem here. Why? Oh, please. I've grown out of taking petty revenge on... You know what? I kind of feel like the whole backstory between 416 and M16 kind of like just got like thrown away or something. Like, there was kind of like a whole like rivalry like between these two. But then like all the other like story paths like became more important. So they kind of like wrapped this up really quickly. And by wrap it up really quickly, I mean, like, not wrap it up at all. I feel like there wasn't even, like, a major cutscene for the two. It was more like 416 just kind of, like, just learned to let go, basically. It's just like, oh, you know what? That was, like, 10 years ago. So I guess I can stop being salty now. There wasn't really much of a confrontation. They literally had, like, a fucking 5-minute meeting before, like, M16 had to, like, just get out or whatever like that. It wasn't even that long. How very reassuring to hear. Then I'll let you do the talking. I'm off to find AR-18. Hey, wait, I'll go. What's the situation on your end? From what I know, the level of security you have to deal with when getting off the Autobahn and driving into the city will be even crazier than before. Yeah, there are definitely more checkpoints than before. There's no way we can get past without a permit. Not to mention, so many cars are trying to get into Frankfurt, the queues extend all the way up to the Autobahn itself. Still no news from AR-18? She said she's still waiting, but she'll hear back by the end of the today. One way or another. But there's really no telling how things would turn out. I'll up to you and the curfew situation within the city later. Hopefully the information will come in useful for you after you get in. Right, if things don't work out on AR-18's end, we'll also try other ways to get in. Alright. 416. Yes? Do you really not mind working with me? I've told you already. It's all water under the bridge for me. Can we just focus on the mission at hand? Glad to hear it. This is a mission of critical importance. Our priority is to locate the commander. Then we must try our best to monitor Paradia's system and activities. I don't want any problems amongst ourselves. I kind of feel like this should definitely be a thing for GFL2 dolls. It's a like, why is the commander such a big shot? It's like, here's Girls Frontline 1. Just read it. And then you'll know why the commander is such a big shot. It's like the GFL2 girls have no idea, like, who the commander is. They don't know. But, like, I would have to imagine that, like, any new doll that meets the commander in GFL2, it's like, they're gonna notice some weird things. It's like, hey, how come there's a weird rule here that says, like, any doll that you used to work with isn't allowed to hang out with you? And also, how come, like, it's over, like, 1,000 dolls that aren't allowed to hang out with you. That's a lot of dolls that, like, are banned from being with you or something. There's definitely, like, a lot of weird oddities with the commander that, like, make him not normal, basically. And that's putting aside the Elmo, because there's no way, like, a random-ass bounty hunter is gonna be able to, like, have the Elmo as, like, a fucking mobile base. Now, that's already, like, a red flag right there. Ha! You're not implying that 404 is a hindrance, are you? M16's lips curl into a smile. I can see that you're rearing to go, 416. The commander still has a lot of outstanding debt. We're going to hunt them down to collect it, even if it takes us to the ends of the world. The sound of Avernus destruction rumbles on continuously. But at this moment, the commander is blind and deaf to everything else but their burning hatred for the man standing before them. William! Spoiler alert! I finally got you. Despite being a prisoner of war, William simply sneers derisively. The commander grabs a scrawny man and pulls him towards the interrogation room. An unfamiliar ceiling. There is no light, just the rough surface of Modar. You're awake, Commander. As the commander grasps laboriously, the soreness and heaviness in their limbs begin to drain away. Their body feels like a mummy that's been slumbering for millennia, so fragile that it can snap into any time. The commander turns their head and sees the girl sitting by their side. Dandelion? Where are we? How did we get here? I remember we were in the interrogation room on board the Elmo. What is William doing? Like you, I know nothing about our current situation. The commander sits up with Dandelion's help. Then they start studying their surroundings. It is a simple room with no windows and only one door. Faint light is seeping through the gap under the door. Like the ceiling, the floor is also coated in rough mortar and yields no information. The only furnishing in the room consists of a surveillance camera installed in the ceiling, a bed, a toilet, and a bucket half filled with water. How long have you been here? Maybe a week, maybe a decade. Is this really the time for stupid jokes? Unable to glean much information from the room, the commander shifts their gaze to Dandelion. Something seems different about her, but they can't see much in the dim light. You woke up before me. Yes. Did you see our abductors? I don't know who abducted us. All I know is that the last time this door opened, it was a handful of scientists working under a William. William? What did they do? They took me to the lab. After that, I don't know. Honestly, since like if the gameplay is different in GFL 2, I could definitely see Dandelion actually being like a gacha character, because like just give her a handgun and then like she just be like a support character, you know? I mean, like Dandelion definitely works as like a debuffer, because like that's technically what she already does in GFL 1. Like she could like, I don't know, like reduce defense. Honestly, she can just do it all, honestly. Reduce defense, reduce attack, stun for like a turn or something. If Paradia's shields are going to be a thing in GFL 2, then she could like just remove shields outright or some shit. I know I saw some theory crafting for Dandelion, like on the boards, and it was like, okay, wait, that makes sense for like robot enemies, but what about Elids? Like, would Dandelion do something against Elids? Honestly, like, I think you could still make Dandelion work for Elids. It's just that, like, you just hand wave it as, like, you know, gameplay versus lore or whatever. And, like, I'd be fine with that. Like, I don't think there's a distinction that you have to make for a Dandelion gameplay to be all like, oh, she could only debuff robot characters. She can't debuff elids or whatever. I don't think you need to be, like, that serious about it. You could just let, like, Dandelion, like, debuff, like, all enemies. And, like, you could just say that lore-wise, she would never fight elids in the first place. I mean, that'd be fine, honestly. And then for humans, actually, you could justify human characters, too. Because, like, all the human characters that we fight, they do have tech on them. So it's like, oh, like, Dandelion can, like, jam their radios or whatever like that. Like, or, like, if, like, the enemies have, like, night vision or they have, like, some sort of, like, electronic goggles on, Dandelion can also, like, hack them or whatever. Yeah, like, whatever tech that, like, the human enemies have, Dandelion could just hack it. So, I do believe that, like, you could definitely make her a support character no matter what. And then just give her a handgun for, like, self-defense or whatever. The wound is here. Dandelion points at her chest. Wanna see? No. We need to get you out of here and give you a checkup. The commander rubs her stiff muscles. Their communicator, sidearm, and weapons that they had on them are all gone. Can you contact the dolls? No, the signal is completely jammed here. The commander gets off the bed, walks over to the door, and gives it a few light taps to get a feel of its thickness. The knock sounds dull, as if the echo got absorbed by the walls. The door is probably over 50 centimeters thick and made of concrete. The commander feels around the door. It has no handles or peepholes, but there is a thin crack on the door. They try to pry it open. It is a slot for sliding food through. I can see outside through this crack. You're right. Can we use it to escape? Let me try. Through the crack, the commander sees that the key is actually inside the keyhole. So they simply have to turn the door handle on the other side. They tear out their shoelaces and produce a simple lasso with it. They slide through the crack in the door. The lasso successfully hooks around the door handle. Ah! You're kidding me. Rookie mistake by the captors. They let the commander keep his shoelaces! Everyone knows that, like, you gotta give the prisoners fucking Velcro. Shoelaces, man. Shoelaces are dangerous. A sense of unease washes over the commander. Would the enemy make such an obvious mistake? Could this be another trap? Oh. Are you okay? Dandelion has suddenly collapsed on the floor. Under the light shining in the now through open door, the commander finally gets a good look at Dandelion. Her face is so pale, her skin is almost translucent. Her slender arms are so weak and shaky, she can't even prop herself up. Commander, just run. Leave me. Get on! Without any hesitation, the commander pulls Dandelion into their back and creeps out of the room cautiously. Dandelion is the real waifu! I still stand by my original statement that, like, Groza is like a double agent or like a hidden double agent in GFL 2. There's definitely going to be a time when Groza will, like, betray the commander, and then, like, the real waifu will, like, come out of hiding. It's not Groza, though. Groza is absolutely not the waifu. I still stand by the statement. All is utterly quiet outside the room. The commander notices that there isn't a single surveillance camera in the corridor, let alone any patrolling soldiers. But they remain on their guard. And then the app icon changes. Bro, it's been 8 years? Has it been 8 years? Bro, it's been 8 years and the icon for GFL 1 is still Car 98. Like, damn. Most other gacha games I've played, like, they kind of change up their game icon, like, every once in a while. School Out of Love Live would change it, like, after every major update or something. But, like, Tales of games also would change their icon, like, after, like, every other major update. Or, like, secondary update or something. But yeah, it's still Car 98. After, like, 8 or 9 years, man. I don't think they're gonna change it now. Enterprise is still the icon of Asia Lane. Damn. Did you try to memorize the route when they took you into the lab? Yes, I remember the way. Then you navigate. We got to get out of here ASAP. Okay. Also, have you always weighed this much? The commander has barely taken a few steps with Dandelion on their back, but they're already getting out of breath. Sorry for slowing you down. I mean, I'm sure a Dandelion has got to be lighter than like a T-doll because like she's like essentially like a cyborg, right? Or aren't all the Naitos basically cyborgs? They're not dolls. They're still technically human, but they have like cybernetic implants basically. So she's half robo. So she's probably about as heavy as maybe Angie was, since like Angie is like half robo. You just woke up and are still weak. You really should just leave me behind and get out yourself. Don't give me any of that. Show me the way. Is this the part where Dandelion actually falls for the commander? That's why like she's still talks to the commander in GFL2? Sometime later, the commander finds themselves back at the familiar place. Are you sure this is the way? We passed by this door 3 times. This is how I remembered it. How could this be? Don't panic. Just think it through carefully. Okay. The commander's steps are growing unsteady, causing Dandelion to sway on their back. Why don't we take a short break? We can't. We've got to get out immediately. We need to determine your physical condition, and the Elmo is... Commander? I find it funny that, like, this stupid-ass, like, pomp sound effect, it's literally the same sound effect that was in GFL2 as well. And in PNC. Like, PNC and GFL2 use the same, like, this BAM sound effect. It's like, come on, Mika. Like, you don't have to use the same sound effect for each game. Here, hold on, this is annoying me. There we go. I wanted to get rid of 416 right there. As the world spins out of control all around them, a pair of black leather shoes comes into view and stops right to their face. Commander, you're such a gentle soul. You're so feeble yourself, but you're still so determined to take me with you. A hand strokes the commander's hair. You're a veteran that has lived through countless battles. Why are you still so naive? Who are you? You've been calling me Dandelion, haven't you? You're not Dandelion. Yeah, no shit. If it was Dandelion, like, there would have been a couple jabs here and there. Like this Dandelion was too nice. Because Dandelion is like, she's like one of the bros. She always has something like some snarky comment to say. So it's like, nah, this is not Dandelion. It's like, you're looking pretty Lunacia right there, girl. You're looking very Lunacia. The girl narrows her eyes mischievously and bends down. She leans in so close that the commander can see their own reflection in those eyes. The light brown irises call to the mind of a gentle but resolute figure. M4? However, the balefulness seeping through her features promptly dismisses any sense of familiarity. No, you're neither Dandelion nor M4. Who the hell are you? The girl looks slightly taken aback, but then her lips curl into a small smile, and she backs up a few steps gracefully. Oh my god, she said the name! Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Lunacia. Are you? Are you the real one? Or are you just another copy? Are you the real Lunacia? I highly doubt it. There is no real Lunacia. Lunacia, why are you here? Because Bill's calling out to me. Wow, Bill instead of William? God, there are some, like, American nicknames that, like, I never got. Yeah, because Bill is short for William. I know that Robert also has, like, another nickname, too, that, like, doesn't make sense as well. I forget what it is, though. There's a few names that have, like, just nonsensical nicknames. Or shorthands. Bill? The William that you've been looking for. Where is he? He's busy with more important things, and hasn't gotten time for you right now. Screw this! The commander tries to get up, but their body is limp like a pile of mush. Lunacia watches on with increasingly apparent amusement. Honestly, with how much, like, the commander has really, like, damaged his body, I'm surprised he still has no cyborg implants in GFL 2. No, it's been a thing since, like, literally, like, the 1800s. Like, William is a very old name. It's a very old English name. But yeah, Bill is the shorthand. Bill's the official shorthand for William. Why is it the shorthand for William? I don't fucking know. Oh! Dick! There's also Dick, right? Okay. Dick was also the shorthand for Robert, I believe. I think that's what it was. I think Dick was Robert. Yeah. And then Ashley. I think Ashley was, like, Caddy or something. I'm sure there's some historical thing about like Old English, and maybe that's why like these names don't make sense anymore, because no one speaks Old English anymore. But yeah. Wait, was it Robert or was it like Robertson? I think it was actually Robertson. Robertson became Robert, and then Dick became Robert, or something. Yeah. But if you have anything to say to him, you can tell me. I relay the message when I feel like it. Why are you keeping me prisoner here? Why didn't you just kill me? Because I want you alive. No, seriously, the commander should have died, like, back in, like, fucking chapter 2, honestly. How the commander is still alive even now, you know? The commander strains to peel themselves off the floor. Lunacia pushes them back with a finger, all while smiling. But how do you live is entirely up to me. Lunacia takes the commander's hand and holds it against her cheek in an act of provocation. Do you want to hit me? No. Huh? Why? I tricked you. You are M4, as well as Dandelion. No, I am me. But you're not only you. How astute of you. Lunacia stands up, and then she drags the commander back into the room by their back collar. Okay, so yeah, a dainty girl like that wouldn't be strong enough to drag the commander. So she definitely has cyborg. She's a Naito. She's a fucking Naito. So she definitely has cyborg implants. Is Dandelion still in like Nemojin's body in GFL 2? It's like it's kind of crazy that like the body that like Dandelion happened to take when she went from like Ogos system to Dandelion, she happened to pick the one that was physically weak, right? Because, like, Nemojin was, like, a mental. Nemojin was, like, one of the mental Naitos. She wasn't, like, a combat Naito or anything. It's, like, Dandelion kind of, like, picked wrong there, honestly. Like, if Dandelion would have, like, gotten, like, a more, like, warrior body, like, Dandelion wouldn't be so weak. But she just happened to go into the Nemojin body, and Nemojin was not a combat model Naito. If she got a combat Naito model, if she got a combat module Naito, Dandelion would be one of the stronger ones. But she's restricted to, like, hacking. She's good for hacking, and that's all she's good for. Because I don't even think she could jump high either. Her sister was throwing hands, but she got the computing one. What the? No! No! But I wasn't even doing anything! I was like, why did the music stop? God damn it. I was like, I'm pushing the button, and, like, nothing's happening. God, I gotta restart. It's like, why did the music stop? The music fucking... God damn it. What happened? Alright, let's try this again. I'm, like, so used to, like, the music, like, abruptly stopping in GFL that, like, I don't know sometimes if it's, like, a glitch or, like, if my game froze. Sometimes I don't know. Man, I've been getting, like, this ad from, like, Realms Pixel for a while now. But, like, I've never been a fan of, like, Akira Toriyama art style. I know that's blasphemous to say against the guy, but, like, I've just never been a fan, though. Akira Toriyama art style is, I think it's definitely, like, Western inspired, which is probably why, like, it has good, like, mass worldwide appeal, probably. Like, the Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest art style is less weeabo or something. Wait, what? Check my internet connection. What? What? Okay, wait. Okay, I'm like, I had to check on YouTube. So YouTube says I still got an extra connection. So, huh? Okay. Is this a GFL thing? Could not connect to the... What? Okay, alright. Let me go ahead and just, Huh. Huh. Alright. Well, I definitely have internet. I definitely have internet. Realms of Pixel. Yeah, like, this is definitely, like, the good old Akira Toriyama art style. A mix of Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest, Chrono Trigger, anything Akira Toriyama worked on. Come on. Man, we still got this good old background of, like, M4A1's, like, back of her head. And it took them forever to, like, change out this screen, too. Like, it's Car 98 and Lee, like, in their Digimon form. Because it used to be just, like, the OG, like, Car 98.
少女前線
It took them like what, like 6 years to get rid of like the OG, like Car 98 like loan screen. You know what? I'm actually really disappointed that like Car 98's not a character in GFL 2. You'd think like being the icon girl for like a literal decade would like let her you know, like be a playable character, or like have her give her voice lines or something. I kind of feel like she deserves it. I think Car 98 deserves to have like spoken dialogue. She's been the icon like forever. God, I wish this was in GFL 2. I wish this was in GFL 2.
あちゃバッテリー切れた
God, the jiggle physics are like insane on her.
これ知っといてね
I need this skin in GFL 2. I need this skin in GFL 2.
あちゃバッテリー切れた
It's not fair. Alright, because the game is like not getting on my case, I guess I'll open these now. Oh my god, it's gonna expire in 4 days. I have three oath rings. Maybe I'll get one here. No oath ring. But you could get it for free though. The fact that you can actually get the oath ring for free by doing expiration. Back in my day, you had to pay gems for that thing. Now you could actually get it for free. Ah, shit, I gotta do the fucking thing again. Because, like, I got kicked out, like, in the middle of it. I gotta do it again. Would you like to write a letter? Who would you like to write a letter to, Commander? Tap into the interface for writing letters. Tap to begin writing a letter. The number of sendable letters and are listed here. Once finished, you may send the letter or store it for editing later. Sent letters cannot be edited. Tap reset to choose another recipient. Got it. Okay, hold on. Not. Okay, I gotta do the thing again because I got kicked out. Ah, god damn it. Good old Shadowless. It is kind of cool that she's Shadow and her brother was Light. That's cool. There's no, like, super fast scrolling thing other than me, like, mashing the button or whatever. Because, like, if I hit skip, I skip the whole thing. So, like, I just gotta, like, just mash the button. Well, I say mash, but, like, I'm just holding it down, actually. I just have it, like, on auto fire. I wouldn't mind seeing, like, also, like, more of, like, the grungy dolls in Project Neurocloud in GFL 2. Since GFL 2 is supposed to be, like, more, I don't know, like, more, like, more dirty, is what I'll say. It's less clean than GFL 1. Since, like, we're, like, in the, we're like, in the yellow zones in GFL 2. We surprisingly are in a lot of green zones in GFL 1, now that I think about it. It wasn't until, like, Singularity, but we, like, started to fight a little bit more in yellow zones. but we still like predominantly stayed a lot in green zones because like we tended to actually fight a lot against like Samus Ferris next to like the city zones or whatever like that. It wasn't until like we started fighting Paradias, and like Paradias tends to operate like in yellow zones. And then like when we're in the city, obviously like the city is a green zone. We had a lot of fights in the city. There's a few green zone fights in GFL 2. We fight in the city a few times. You know what? They could have like made like a new background for this, because like they said that like we're like in a padded room or something. But like, man, like it looks like we're like in like a fucking like cement abandoned warehouse or some shit. They definitely could have spent like, I don't know, 10 minutes to like draw like a grunged up prison room or something. It's not like GFL 2 where they had to make everything in 3D. They definitely could have like just drawn something in 2D. This background is ancient. This shit was in Chapter 1. This is like the OG hallway, like at the old Griffin base. This is such an old archaic background. They could have put something new here, since we're obviously like in a Paradia space. Even when we're in a Paradia space, you know what I see? I still see the good old hallway with like the fucking like lion head pedestal or some shit. Like, damn, even Paradias likes their lion statues or whatever, which is definitely not a Griffin. Not a Griffin and Kyogre thing. It's like, okay, like Mika, you definitely could have taken the time to draw separate backgrounds for like Samus Ferris bases and like Paradias bases. That's all I was saying. Actually, there were a couple like red and black backgrounds for like some SF bases, I think. There was like a broken screen one. I know that there was definitely like a red and black like giant broken screen monitor background for like the abandoned like SF bases, but I think that was like the only like real SF one though. A lot of SF backgrounds were like still using like generic like elevator backgrounds or like some shit like that. But like the Paradias backgrounds are definitely like far and few in between though. It's like, man, they must use the same fucking architecture for everything. Alright, she's still acting like Dandelion. I gotta like skip ahead a little bit more. Oh my god, you're not Dandelion. Oh! Oh, and same thing too for Stayside. Stayside backgrounds too. There was definitely a couple of Stayside cutscenes where like the fucking hallway is like the fucking Griffin and Kyogre hallway with like the fucking lion statue or some shit. Yeah, Stayside also be doing the same shit. Everybody has the same fucking decor. Alright, I am Lunacia. Got it. Bill's calling out to me. Uh-huh. Got it. Got it. Got it. Come on. I got to the point where she was dragging him by the collar. That's where I got to. There it is. There it is. I'm caught up. Alright, back to the room. Lunacia pushes her tablet over to the commander. I am very satisfied with your performance just now. I had a great deal of fun. As a reward, I'll let you write 3 messages to call for help. I'll send them for you. The commander stares at her dubiously, but she just keeps on smiling serenely. I know what you're thinking. You have serious doubts that I will do as I promise. Of course I will, but the messages would be garbled, and whether they get sent out on time would depend on your future performance. The commander flexes their wrist, then starts typing out the messages on the tablet. What an obedient child. I think we're going to get along splendidly. In the presence of this being who feels both familiar and unfamiliar, the commander ponders to whom the messages should be sent. There we go. All right. And then we get to write letters. We get to write letters. Good old Car 98K. Python, Thompson, Vector. So I really do hope that Thompson's not dead in GFL 2, since MP5 is like wearing like Thompson glasses or whatever. Vector's in GFL 2. We got MP7. We got Makito. Where's my G41? I definitely need G41 in GFL 2. 416. I mean, obviously when it's 416. Yeah, I hear it too. The typewriter noises. Oh yeah, Grizzly was in the Grizzly and Wet Rod are like in the fucking like trailers or whatever. Suomi! Where's your ice? Where's your ice power, Suomi? Where you at? We got Diane. We got Diane and Jongyu. We got Shrimp. Good old Shrimp. Man, back in my day, Shrimp used to be like the de facto like offensive SMG. Yo, I'm surprised that we're getting like CZ back in GFL 2. And she got that axe. She still has like the axe thing in GFL 2. Something tells me that, like, lore-wise, trying to send a message to AK-12 or, like, Team Defy in general probably wouldn't work out that well. I feel like lore-wise, Team Defy, it probably isn't it. Lewis! You know what? Like, it's so weird that like she's like this weird like tank summoner in Project Neurocloud. Like that's not where I thought Lewis was gonna be in PNC. Sat 8 is interesting because like she has like a force field technology thing and like not a shield. That'd be kind of cool from like a story perspective. Oh my god, can I send a letter to RPK? I don't think this would do anything. There is literally no... She shouldn't even be here. Why the fuck is she even here? There should be an X. If they really wanted to like put her in here, there should be like a fucking X right here. There is no RPK 16. Oh my god, it's Tololo. Oh my god, it's Mona! Mona's still around. I feel like that could actually work out. Oh my god, it's QJ! It's QJ. Sending a letter to the future. Save me in the past. Send a letter to the future. Okay, AR-18 will... I feel like that's lore accurate. We probably send one to AR-18, actually. And then Irma's gone. There's no more Irma either. There should be an X. There should be an X right here. So like Irma's gone. Fucking RPK is gone. Chibi with stay sex, so she might not show up. However, However, though, she can like relay the information to Jay though. We're buddies with J and K, so it's like she could tell J and K, and then maybe we could get help. AR-18 definitely though, definitely to AR-18, and I guess the Scar sisters. At least Alina, you could probably send it to her. I don't know. Oh my God, MP5. Where's your upgrade? Not this one. I want the other MP5. Good old Maz and Nongit. Oh my God, can I send a letter to like OGM4? Okay, now these two should be crossed out too. This shouldn't even be an option. I kind of do have to admit, like, I'm not a fan of, like, modern gacha games now, where, like, every character is, like, basically, like, an S rank, or, like a ultra rank character now. I do think objectively worse characters have their place in gacha games. I can understand, like, why I think, like, modern gacha games are, like, gearing away towards, like, the lower, like, ranking characters. Because, like, oh, like, you work hard on the 3D model or whatever like that. You work hard on the animations, but the character's, like, not that good or something. But then at the same time, though, you also can't make every single character, like, ultra rank or super rare or whatever like that. You can't do that either, though, because if you just make every character, like, super awesome gacha rank or whatever, then, like, the only, like, common characters that, like, new players can get then would be, like, the tutorial characters, right? So, you definitely gotta space it out with, like, the lower rank characters so, like, people actually have something to play with. Ah, 40. I don't think a letter to 40 is gonna work out too well, which people are saying that, like, 40 is definitely teased to be a character in GFL2. I'm not sure how, like, that's gonna work out. Like, we took her out of 45, I guess, or something. And it's not even the real 40. It's like, it's like 45's, like, Ogos or whatever. It took the form of, like, 40 or some shit. Oh yeah, we got Type 97, and she got big ol' badonkadonks in GFL2. I would love to see Thunder and Kaliko in GFL2. I'd love to see Thunder and Kaliko. Although, like, I don't know how you would do honestly, handguns are in a very weird spot in GFL2. It's like you can't really make supports in GFL2, I feel like GFL2 is very restrictive because, like, you only allowed to have, like, 4, maybe 5 units on the field or something. It's very different from GFL1 where you have, like, an army. So, like, you can, like, justify, like, having all the support units. Kaliko's role in GFL1 is, like, to increase rate of fire. So it's like, how would you translate that into GFL2? Thunder is an offensive handgun. So, like, that could work, probably. Ah, Dashvinaya! It's adult version Dashvinaya. Or it's pre-mind wipe Dashvinaya. She was a 4-star, now she's a 5-star. Yeah, there's some pretty cool character designs here for like the 3 and 4-star characters, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Although, like, a good half of these 3 stars are like monthly logins. I'm glad we're not getting those anymore. I'm mad that, like, Scorpion and Sten Mark II aren't in GFL2. Because, like, These are like the OG SMGs in GFL 1. Like, you start off with these two. I'm mad that these two are not in GFL 2. There was supposed to be like a special thing with 6P62, I remember. Like, not lore-wise, but like real-life-wise or something. Like, she was like the favorite of like Yuzon or some shit like that. Or she was like one of like the first design characters or some shit. I remember like there was some special stuff about her. Like, not in-game, but in real life about 6P62. It's been a long time, though. Ah! He drew her? Ah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Falcon! That's an interesting one. I mean, like, considering that, like, we're, like, considering that, like, we're supposed to be, like, poor people, whatever. Having a Falconeer, like an actual Falconeer in, like, the Elmo, that could be kind of cool. You know what would make it even better? If the Falcon was an E-lid. I don't know. Like, the Falcon can have E-lid, but, like, it'd still be loyal to, like, it wouldn't be a monster. It would be an animal that got, like, E-lid on it, but it would, like, not be, like, a crazed monster. It'd be like a normal animal still. I would love to see that. I'd love to see that in GFL 2. Papasha, good old what? It's crazy to think that Papasha was a 2-star. She was a 2-star back then. Good old 2 stars. Oh, you gotta have... They gotta bring back IDW, though. They gotta bring back Betty. Gotta bring her back. We're gonna get a free costume, too. We're about to get a fucking another, like, Betty costume. I like the idea that, like, we even, like, can bother sending, like, a fucking letter to, like, every one of the T-Dolls when, like, obviously the commander would only think about, like, maybe 5 to send to. I mean, this is all fluff right here. It's not like this actually matters, but it's funny that, like, the devs bothered to even give us this option to, like, send it to everybody. There's no point. There's no point to give us, like, this huge, long-ass list of, like, non-relevant characters, basically. Special? No collab characters! The special button's here, but I can't do collab. I want to send it to Gunslinger Girls. I want to send it to, like, fucking DJ Max characters. That's not a thing. That's not a fucking thing. I'm pretty sure I've already ranted about this before, but, like, GFL 2 is so not XCOM. People need to stop comparing it to XCOM. XCOM is, like, way more of a fun game. I could replay XCOM, like, a dozen times, but there's no way I could just keep on playing GFL 2. There's just not enough to do in GFL 2. I mean, probably because it's a gacha game. That's kind of like how gacha games are. If you're not going to play for the waifus or, like, the visual novel aspects. XCOM 2 is a game. Fucking GFL and GFL 2 are visual novels disguised as a game. It's not the same. People need to stop saying it's XCOM because the amount of complexity in GFL 2 is basically non-existent. There is no complexity. Like, I'll say it. I'll just fucking say it. People need to stop sucking They need to stop sucking Mika dick right now and be like, oh my god, GFL2 is amazing. It's like, it's okay, like, as far as, like, gacha games are concerned, honestly. But, like, it's nothing groundbreaking, honestly, though. Like, I feel like, as far as, like, strategy gacha games are concerned, I feel like I'd rather play Fire Emblem. And I don't even play the Fire Emblem gacha. But I feel like if I were to start, though, I'd probably enjoy the Fire Emblem gacha more than, GFL2, honestly, as it is. I'm playing GFL2 for the fucking story, not for the fucking gameplay. Which is why I'm definitely going to try and, like, V6, like, 416. Because, like, I heard that if you do that, you could just trivialize the entire game, basically. That's what I want to do. I want to trivialize the entire game. So, I'm going to V6 416. And then I'll be set, honestly. I'll be set. Shit. I wasn't ready for that. Is she really? Wait, hold on. I gotta check that index. Oh, it's because they were sorting about 5 stars, that's why. There's gotta be a weird story on, like, why Python is number 4. There's gotta be a weird story on this. Because, like, this is, like, where all the vanilla characters are at. And then Python is here. Python is, like, what? Chapter 10? Or chapter 9 or something? Like, why is such a late character, like, number 4, like, in the goddamn index? It's like, I feel like number 4... had to have been, like, a scrapped, like, vanilla doll or some shit. And, like, for some reason, like, they just didn't put number 4 in here for something else or something. She's chapter 11? God damn. MP7's in a weird spot, too. She's ID 28. And MP7 also came by pretty late as well. Oh, wait, Singularity. Okay, that's not too bad. Singularity is not that terrible, but damn, like, yeah, Python's in a very weird spot. Continuum Turbulence. Continuum Turbulence, damn. Everything else here is pretty normal. Okay, yeah, no. AK-74U also came by pretty late. I feel like modern gacha games don't do this no more. Like, have, like, 20 different artists and shit. 30 different artists. Bargain bin artists from, like, Pixiv or, like, DeviantArt. I like this. I like seeing all the different artists. Everything is more mainstream. It's more streamlined, is what I want to say. It's definitely more streamlined. If I remember right, Cult Revolver was not supposed to be number 1 either. Somebody else was supposed to be number 1, but it's not Cult Revolver. She got put in here somehow. Probably like another scrap doll. I feel like also Mika kind of like just like gave up on Hawks at this point. Like Hawks felt like they were going to be super important and then they weren't. It's like basically like in future chapters now, like they basically have to like make sure they don't forget to put heavy helipads because it's like, oh wait, we need to justify this fucking feature we put in the game. But the Hawks also don't really have any lore aspects to them either, though. Like, fairies surprisingly pop up in the story every once in a while. Like, even, like, as recent as, like, even, like, some of the last, like, sub-events or, like, mini-events. And, even, like, I remember, like, in Chapter 12, there's some mentions of fairies and shit. So it's like, they still talk about fairies, actually. Fairies are still around, because they're drones. So, Of course you want to keep the drones around. I like that they have the little icons here for like who it belongs to, because like this they didn't used to have that. But now you can actually see at a glance like who the special equipment belongs to. I know people didn't like night battles that much, but I kind of think night battles could be a thing in GFL 2. You could justify like night vision and shit in GFL 2. Because if they want GFL 2 to be more tactical game, I feel like night vision would be a way to do it. They could also do a thing too where like the Elmo is actually on the field. So like anywhere near the Elmo would have like more vision or some shit for like a night battle. And then like, you know, when you go away from the Elmo, you have like less vision or some shit. I can see that being a thing. I like how the banner here says coming soon, brand new neuro upgrade, but like it's not coming soon. It's here right now. like just take that all. It would take them like fucking like 10 seconds just to like edit the banner, honestly. Like I'm sure they have like the original like fucking like Photoshop file or some shit. Assuming they're using Photoshop. I don't know. Like I'm sure it's layers, right? They gotta be using layers. They can literally just delete the layer for coming soon. And then just put fucking Sabrina in here. She's here right now, guys. She's here right now. Alright, so if I were to try and pick like a lore accurate thing, it's like lore accurate thing, definitely 416. You are all I need. Boom. And then, wait. What am I supposed to be doing right here? Oh. Is my screen cut off? My screen looks like it's cut off. I feel like there's a button I'm missing or something. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh no, that's it. That's all. I'm done. Send. Alright, I sent a letter to 416. And then lore-wise, definitely AR-18. You'd send a letter to AR-18. Where's she at? Where's she at? She's like near the bottom. She's new. She's a new chick. Save me! Yeah, I'm not overthinking this. Whatever. And then, like, if I remember right, I think M16 did give her, like, digits to, like, the commander. So I guess you could also send one to M16, but I'm not sure if the commander would be thinking about M16 at the moment. I don't know if the commander would logically, like, also want to send a letter to, like, Um45 separately, if he's already going to send one to 416 then. Like, probably not. Definitely not Team Defy. Team Defy wouldn't make sense to me. Also, I don't even think the commander would even have, like the contact information for, like, Team Defy. I don't think he would. Oh! He'd probably send one to row 635, maybe, is what I'm thinking. Get over here. There we go. Send. That seems canon. That seems canon. .416, row 635, and AR-18. Yeah, that seems about right. I legitimately don't think the commander would even send anything to like the fucking SF girls. If the commander was gonna send anything to the SF girls, the only one I think he would even send anything to would be Agent. I think Agent is the only one that makes sense because, like, Agent is arguably, like, the most serious one of, like, all the SF girls. Maybe Destroyer? The Destroyer seemed like she likes the commander. So, maybe if the Destroyer got a letter, she'd be like, oh my god, like, the commander, like, head pats me. I should go save him or whatever. But probably Agent, because Agent is, like, de facto leader of, like, the SF at this point. But probably her. Would we even have, like, the fucking digits for Romy? Also, I don't think the commander's ever even met Nell. I don't think he's ever met Nell. Yeah, he met Romy, though. He met Romy, like, that one time, I think. But I don't think he ever met Nell. Is Marlo still even relevant? I don't think she is. And also, what is sending an alert to Javier gonna do? What's Javier gonna do about this? It's like, bro, send me some T-dolls, man. Also, wait, Angelia's dead. There is no Angelia. What? I'm sending a fucking alert to, like, the fucking ether. Yeah, but didn't Nell basically get, like... Didn't she get transferred over to, like, J and K, though? At least that's what I think I remember. But yeah, I don't think the commander, like, even, like, met Nell face-to-face, though. Like, even if she did get sent to GNK for protection, I don't even think, like, they even spoke to each other. But yeah, I could have sworn she got, like, sent over to J&K anyway. I mean, she's not important. She's not important anyway. Also, I kind of wish Deer and Seer were more important, actually. I thought these two were going to be important. I really did, because, like, their Team 404 is, like engineer mechanics, whatever. Deer seemed like he would be important, because, like, he actually got more cutscenes than Seer did. He actually shows up, like, a fair amount. And I don't mean the collab. I don't mean, like, the fucking Division collab either. Like, he actually shows up a few times. Like, for Team 404. But I assume it's because he's a fucking dude. And I assume it's because, like, the fucking incels can't have a fucking guy in their gacha game. I fucking hate it. You know what? Like, say what you will about MiHoYo games, like, at least MiHoYo games has a decent amount of guys and girl characters to play with. And then guys actually tend to be, like, you know, story relevant. I'm just saying. Like, MiHoYo's got good guy characters, but Man, this whole waifu game thing with incels, it just kind of bothers me sometimes. I mean, like, games like Nikkei and GFL aren't going to be, like, the last waifu games I play, obviously. But, like, I really do hate the whole, like, waifu mindset of how, like, players just can't bear to see men characters, like, interact with the waifus. So, yeah. Just saying. Not dating line. Man, these sound effects, now that I'm hearing them, like, man, are they outdated. Yeah, it, like, hearing them, like, 10 years later just feels super wrong now. The commander is just about to hit the send button, but the tablet gets snatched away. Lunashia scrolls through the message casually, then stows the tablet away in her bag. How very touching. I can feel the anguish in every word. But whether I'll send it depends entirely on your behavior. How are the dolls in the Elmo? I don't know. Bill might have blown them up as well. I demand a meeting with William. I told you, Bill is busy. Is he in the Earl's custody? No clue. Yo, it makes me so mad that, like, the motherfucker is still alive in GFL 2. Like, just because, like, fucking, like, they can use him or whatever. They think he's fucking, like, worth it to keep him on a chain. It's like, no. There is no cage that could, like, contain William. Just get rid of him already. Like, goddamn. He's too dangerous, man. He's too dangerous to be left alive. The commander slowly sits down on the mattress. When will he come to see me? Soon, or maybe never. You don't know the answer either. Lunashia sits down next to the commander with a chuckle. It's not an answer that I want. You think that William would be really mad if we just fucked Lunashia? He'd be so mad. We should just NTR. We should just, like, NTR his ass. It'd be the ultimate. It would seriously be the ultimate NTR. It'd be all like William Nissan. Like, look, me and the commander are getting along very well. Yeah, wait, we have a tablet. We have the fucking tablet, right? We should just send William, like, a picture of, like, what is it? What's the trophy thing in, like, H-Dojins? Like, Lunashia can have, like, the double peace sign. She can have, like, the double peace sign with the ahegao or whatever like that. And then she go, like, William, you don't have to worry about me anymore. I'm with the commander now. It would send William, like, off the edge if he saw a picture like that. But the commander's not that mean, though. But damn, would it be amazing. Then what do you want? The dust motes dancing in the dim light seems to have frozen suddenly. Time slows down as the commander stares into Lunashia's eyes with bated breath, searching for their only hope. I want you to stay by my side, just like this. Keep out of all the strife, and just spend every day happily with me. Wouldn't that be nice? Or do you prefer a life of fighting and killing? The commander takes a deep breath. Their eyes close for a moment, then open again, and their faces as calm as a deep sea. I have always yearned for a peaceful life, but unfortunately, There are those in the blood and carnage still waiting for me to return. So I must leave Lunacia. Lunacia's face darkens, but she soon jumps to her feet and looks at the commander. You still don't understand. From now on, your life is in my hands. I decide how you get to live. All lights are extinguished in an instant. In the darkness, the commander feels themselves being picked up, moved for some distance, and thrown into the back seat of a car. Soon begins a bumpy journey into the unknown, shrouded in darkness. When the hood is finally pulled off the commander's head, they find themselves in another unfamiliar room. Man, everybody sure does have like the same fucking workroom. Just saying. The same 3 windows too. The same 3 windows, the same lamp, the same 2 monitors, and the same dusty ass bookshelf. Where am I now? Take a guess. The commander can just about make out the sound of a youthful chorus coming from beyond the room, singing a melodious hymn that has the power to soothe the heart. We're in a church. Bingo! We're in Kaiserdom Saint Bartholomew's. Why have you brought me here? You love asking questions, don't you? You have countless questions. Many questions have no answers. I want to do it, so I did it. Lunacia walks over to the table, where several piping hot dishes are waiting. She picks up a bottle of red wine and pours it into 2 wine glasses. Come and eat, Commander. The emptiness in the commander's stomach reminds them that it has been quite a long time since they last ingested any food. Is it to your taste? Yes. The commander eagerly shovels the food into their mouth, hardly paying any attention to Lunacia, who is sitting just across the table. You're such a tolerant person, Commander. A table filled with your least favorite dishes, and you're still eating with so much gusto. The commander freezes for a moment before resuming their chewing with a smile. What's so amusing? You remember my least favorite foods. It's an enforced memory, isn't it? It doesn't matter whose memory it is. I know you like the back of my own hand. You see this shit? You see this shit? This is why I'm wary of Groza. Because Groza is also very close to the commander. This is why I'm worried about Groza like being like a double agent in GFL 2. Groza would be in the prime position to backstab the commander. You think these are merely the memory data of other beings, but they affect you and influence your decision without you even realizing it. Lunacia slams her cutleries down on the table and rises to her feet. Full already? It would not be wise to make me angry. Her clear eyes narrow slightly, giving the impression of a mysterious and capricious cat that's basking in the sun. It was never my intention to make you angry. If possible, I'd like us to be friends. Lunacia storms out the room. The commander can hear her angrily locking the door. So you remember everything. Ah, I love this. I just love seeing like the city, and like I love that the nodes are like they're just like, you know, like in random locations. Like that's good. I like it. It gives me like a sense of like where everything is. Okay, at the very least, I can justify the tunnels. Like, Like, if you have a good way to build tunnels, then, like, they'd all look the same. Like, I can justify this, honestly. In a slightly run-down metro station in the Altstadt of Frankfurt. Unlike the usual tiredness and indifference, the passengers waiting on the platform are all brooding with unease and anxiety. They gather right below the metro station display screen, watching the live broadcast intently. Oh my god, Shadowless in HD! Welcome to the Midday News. We now bring you the latest updates on multiple serious traffic incidents that occurred this morning in the capital, Frankfurt. Between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., 3 major traffic accidents took place. One on the Bistostenbahn 6661, 6 kilometers from the airport district. Another at the junction at the near Eisenberg district at the A671. And a third near the airport garden in the Ronheim district. Preliminary investigations suggest the icy road conditions caused vehicles to skid. So far, at least 9 people have been confirmed dead, with 17 injured, and death tolls continue to rise. Due to the impact of the interim regulator of doll security, police and construction dolls responsible for on-site cleanup and traffic control have been unable to arrive at the scene, leading to severe traffic congestion. She said construction dolls. So I guess those get a pass. Frankfurt's emergency medical dolls have also been completely suspended under the regulations preventing timely medical assistance for those injured in the crashes. That means Florence and Kofine. They're in lockdown right now. I gotta assume that Kofine has gotta be like a mass-produced model. Tragically, among the victims was a pregnant woman on her way to a clinic for delivery. Due to the delay in receiving critical medical care, both the mother and her unborn child have lost their lives. Well, that's sad. Outside the Children's Hospital of Main Station alongside Route S8 of the Frankfurt S-Bahn, protesters dressed in white coats from all corners of the city have gathered at the cluster of medical facilities that consist of several high-end private hospitals and nursing homes. No to restrictions on dolls. Restore basic medical care. Defend every citizen's right to seek medical treatment. Like hundreds of streams merge into a single river, a mighty procession waving flags with a red cross symbol and holding banners advance along the street with unstoppable force, blocking traffic wherever they go. They pass the Children's Hospital of Mainz, which is the same paralyzed state as most hospitals, and heads straight to the adjacent building with luxurious architecture, the St. Mary Sanatorium, which is a top luxury sanatorium in the country's famous for employing only human staff. Oh my god, such an HD looking background right there. You can tell that this was drawn way later in the life cycle of Gyrus Frontline. Mia, just drop me off here. The road is completely blocked by the protesters ahead. Okay. Before you get off, I must ask you one last time. Are you sure you have to do this? You've asked me the same question dozens of times. I thought it through. I must seek justice for Professor Gray. No! You don't have to. The story's over. Listen, the Gray that you knew died a long time ago. And then the new Gray was just a Naito. Just forget about it. You don't have to. And the commander is the only one who can help me. But this person keeps refusing to see you, and only sends her doll supporters to deal with you. Can he really be trusted? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So, like, I don't think the commander and Nell, like, was ever, like face to face. So, like, I don't even think the commander would even have, like, Nell's, like, digits to, like, send her a message anyway. According to the instructor, the commander is busy with something more important right now, and will see me when they're done. Well, we're being kidnapped right now, so I don't think that's gonna come anytime soon, Nell. In fact, we're always being kidnapped. Call me distrustful, but I think she's only humoring you because she really needs your help. Oh, I know they wouldn't have come for me for help if they weren't truly desperate. With such stringent security regulations in place, there's no way for the T-Doll stuck outside the city to get in. There's no other way. I've got to help them obtain a permit. If you know what you're doing, I'll shut up. Right. Where are the flowers for my cousin? I hope she still likes champagne roses. They're in the back seat. Your cousin has always doted on you. I'm sure she'll love whatever you get her. Nell picks up the bouquet lying in the back seat with a soft sigh. Now you're making me feel guilty. Everyone in this family treats me like I don't exist, or they are only nice to my face but make snide comments about me behind my back. Only my cousin has always been genuinely kind to me. If I had a choice, I wouldn't get her involved in this. Right now, she's the only one in the family who is willing to help me. She won't understand. I hope so. Nell removes her seatbelt and gets out of the car. The bustling crowd forces her to skirt around the demonstration and move slowly along the wall. Slogans are bellowed one after another, and pamphlets fall from the sky, landing in front of her from time to time. Directly above her, the exquisite carved glass windows remain tightly closed, arrogantly shutting out the commotion on the street. Equal rights to all. We all need medical dolls. One street away from the sanatorium, the procession is blocked by police-honed riot shields. Like a surging wave hitting a line of dolls, the two parties clash at their angry shouts overlap and resound through the sky. No shouting around the hospital. Back off, back off. They need their peace and quiet, but we need doctors. You back off and scram. Stop sucking up to the rich bastards. The protesters bash the riot shields angrily with their banner poles. Excuse me, please let me through. Frau, the sanatorium is temporarily closed to the public. Please take your leave. My cousin is a patient. I'm here to visit her. Please present your ID and visitation permit. Nell calmly pulls out a transparent dossier folder and produces all the paperwork needed. After inputting the information into the mobile terminal and confirming that Nell is who she claims to be, the police officer signals his colleague behind him to make way for her. Please come through, Frau. Thank you. The boisterous protests are now behind her, but she can't help but look back. Frau Mayer, your visitor Frau Cornelia Schaefer has arrived. The nurse leading the way pushes a button, and the perfectly spotless door slowly glides open. A pleasant breeze blows in her face. Bright sunlight shines through the huge floor-to-ceiling glass windows into every corner of the ward, dazzling Nell for a moment. The gramophone in the corner is playing Schmann's Tramiel softly, and the air is filled with fragrance of natural fruits. Nell. Oh, this is like the good music. This is like the soft, like slice of life music right here. Sometimes you forget that like GFL is just not all just trauma and sadness. Mayor, congratulations on your baby. I'm so glad you're both safe. It's been so long, I missed you to death. Seeing that her cousin fully intends to climb off the bed, Nell immediately rushes over to embrace her. For Christ's sakes, please stay in bed for your own good. Alright, I got a bit too excited there. I haven't seen you since your graduation. It wasn't that long ago. Nell pulls a chair towards her cousin's bed and sits down. Tell me, how have you been since giving birth? Feeling okay? I'm perfectly fine. You, on the other hand, have lost so much weight. And look at that face, all pale and gaunt. I guess I haven't been sleeping very well lately. Because of what happened with Galatea. I've been really paranoid these days. I can't shake the feeling that someone wants to do me in whenever I'm out and about. It's good to be on your guard. It's chaos everywhere these days. Didn't a doll murder someone a few days ago? It was all over the news. It's really freaked me out, but thankfully, all the dolls at home passed the screening. Yeah, people are all terrified. Who wouldn't want a few extra bodyguards watching their back? Did your doll pass the screening? Mia did, but the others ran into some trouble with the paperwork. That won't do. Where have they sent them off to? I'll get you the permits. They're at the temporary camp on the outskirts of Offenbosch district. There are 8 of them altogether. Nell is feeling more at ease now that the matter with the Griffin dolls is sorted. I'm glad you're finally hiring more staff to take care of you, Nell. Man, it would be bonkers if she was in GFL too. You have no idea how scary Galatea is. Ever since I escaped from the fire, I've been having nightmares every single night. Oh, don't even get me started on Galatea. Meyer takes Nell's hand with a deep, angry frown. This Professor Gray that you went on and on about turned out to be a monstrous murderer. And now you got implicated within the whole mess. It's such a pity. You're the most studious kid at home. If it hadn't been for her, your career would have been limitless. That's enough, Mayor. Nell resists the urge to scream and squeezes her cousin's hand. It's more important to look forward, isn't it? You're absolutely right. So what are your plans? I'm still looking for a job and going to interviews. But the Galatea incident was such a huge scandal. As soon as the potential employer sees my name on the resume... I can't be of much help when it comes to getting you a job. Have you tried contacting grandfather? I haven't seen him in years since my mom died. He's always looked down on my family anyway. Grandfather may have a sharp tongue, but he's been keeping an eye on you the whole time. As you know, none of your cousins had the brains for studying. Grandfather had to make donations to fund several buildings for the university to take us in. Only you managed to get in all by yourself, and with a scholarship to boot. Go and visit him when you have time. He's pretty lonely at the sanatorium in the White Zone, so I'm sure he'll agree to see you. The White Zone? Man, the White Zone... The White Zone sounds like a scary place, honestly. Ask to see him, sweet talk him a bit, and he may be able to help arrange a job for you. The White Zone? Oh right, you've never been. Then it's perfect. Take the trip to pay grandfather a visit, and spend some time there for a change of scenery. If I remember right, I think there's like 2 White Zone, like special cutscenes in like the Elmo, like server, like room in like GFL 2. I think there was like a Kalina cutscene in the White Zone, and I think there's like another White Zone cutscene from like, I think like from one of like the bad guy's perspective. Alright, Mom did ask me to visit him every now and then before she died. I guess it's time I kept my promise. One more thing. Mayor looks Nell carefully up and down. Nella squirms uncomfortably under her gaze. What's wrong, Mayor? Nell, you haven't dated anyone ever, have you? Well, I'm not interested in that kind of thing. At your age, you really should be settling down with a nice man, starting your own family. What if I introduced you to some of them to you tomorrow? I've recently met a professor at the University of Heidelberg. The postgrad's working for him. Wait! Have you forgotten the fact that you literally just gave birth? You should be focusing on your own health and your little one. My love life is hardly urgent. Just wait until you're fully recovered and discharged from hospital. And how long is that going to take? Alright. I can't go myself, but I can get my friend to help you out. There is really no need for that, Mayor. This, you can totally count on me. Go see my friend tomorrow. We're pretty close. She used to be a movie star and is now married to the Minister of Health, a man promoted by grandfather. Which works out perfectly, because she can arrange a meeting with grandfather for you. Mayor rummages through her handbag and shoves the card into Nell's hand. Frau Hebe? Do people still use paper business cards these days? You haven't heard of Hebe? She's a famous actress. During the craze for remakes of the old classics, she is the most sought-after female lead. She is such a retro belle, and she does actually look like she's just stepped out of an old movie. She loves all things vintage and retro. Mayor? I'm sure she's got better things to do. Why bother her over something so trivial? Don't you fret. I'll obviously return the favor in the future. Besides, the Ministry of Health has hired a lot of young college graduates with whom you should have plenty to talk about. I'll ask her to keep an eye out for any boyfriend material. Nell sighs quietly to herself, but immediately plasters on a sweet, obliging smile. You know what? I could have sworn there was a thing with Jay and Nell. I think there was like a little bit of a cutscene with Jay and Nell. Like they could have gotten together or something. But Jay is stuck in the white zone now. Wait! Jay's in the white zone! Jay's in the white zone, and if Nell's gonna go to the white zone, they could totally meet up. They could totally hook up or something. Mona is no longer Jay's waifu anyway, so Jay and Nell could definitely hook up. I really don't know how to thank you, Mayor. Don't be such a stranger. Nell hugs her cousin tightly. The joy of achieving her aim and the guilt of using her cousin are both evident on her face. Commander, I complete the first step of the plan. Will you really keep your promise and come to see me? At around dusk, Lunacia finally returns to the room. Have you missed me, Commander? The commander opens their bleary eyes. They clearly have not slept very well, with their wrist and ankles still shackled. Am I being moved again? Not yet. Lunacia removes the commander's restraints. Aren't you worried that I might run for it? The Kaiserdom is on a busy street. Not at all. Bill has placed a bomb in my chest. It'll go off if you stray over 50 meters away from me. Besides, everyone knows that the commander would never leave the companion behind and run off on their own. The commander shakes out their numb limbs and pours themselves a glass of wine at the table. Commander, do you go to church? What do you think? I have no memory of you being religious. I don't believe in God, alright? Why? Because every time I find myself in a desperate situation, it is always myself and my dolls who get me out of it. Where was God when I needed him? If he actually existed, why did he put me through all this dark ordeal? But you are sitting here and drinking wine because of the divine will. Out of countless threads of life, the fate has seized yours, spun it longer and longer, and that's how you managed to come all this way. Can't you feel it? They are watching you, with mercy even now. The commander catches their own reflection in Lunacia's eyes, as they slowly sip their wine. I can tell from your eyes that you're feeling nostalgic about something. The way you talked reminded me of Dandelion. I kept teasing her for being a windbag, but now I actually kind of miss it. The commander puts down their glass and looks at the girl somberly. Lunacia, let's try to escape together. Why should I escape? Why are you here? Because Bill put me in charge here. Tell me, why should I escape? Because you're not the elder sister that William wants. Lunacia's eyes darken again. If you were, you wouldn't be here. Ah, shit! Commander, you can't say that! You just can't say that. But you know what? He right, though. He's out of line, but he right. She's another failed Naito. Any Naito that fails to become the real Lunacia, gets dumped by William. William went to all the trouble to revive his sister. Why would he leave her here, all by herself? I just had to get certain parts of me removed, and Bill wanted to see me again, just like he used to. If it were so easy, it would have been done long ago, no? Unfortunately, while you are Lunacia, you are also Dandelion and M4. The M4 who made me a promise. They would never agree to be excised so easily. Shut up! Whoosh. The world is once again plunged into darkness. The commander chuckles humorously to themselves as they embark on yet another journey into the unknown. Clatter. Nell opens the door to her hotel room, and Mia immediately comes up to greet her. I'm back. How did it go, Nell? Mayor got all the permits sorted. Here, hand them to the instructor later. Okay. Mia takes the permits and puts them away carefully. You don't look very happy. Mayor also told me to visit my grandfather in the White Zone. She thinks he can give me a job or something. Herr Vogt is a bit harsh on you, but I don't think he will refuse to do you a favor. I'm not going there to beg him for a favor. I'm just paying him a visit out of respect for my mom's dying wish. So what's troubling you? Mayor asked me to visit her friend before going to see my grandfather tomorrow. She's very eager to play matchmaker and arrange some blind dates for me. Why are you laughing? I thought of something happy. Nail slumped listlessly onto the sofa. I wanted to turn her down, but I felt bad for using her to get the commander's dolls into the city. Since you've already agreed, you should at least go and meet this friend of hers. You can always cancel the blind dates later on with some excuse. Right. Nail kicks off her flip-flops. When I was little, I hated all my relatives except for Mayor. They're all such phonies. They would only show superficial concern for you if they want to take advantage of you. And now I feel like I've become the kind of person that I most despise. No, Nell, you haven't. Using others is like second nature to people like that, while it is a last resort for you. When it's all over, I have to apologize to Mayor properly. By the way, any news from the instructor? No, they're still stuck outside the city because of the security regulations. Then you better hurry and get the permits over to them. Sure. But I still stand by my opinion. It's dangerous to get involved with them. I know, but I still want to do what I think is right. I can't let Professor Gray die in such disgrace. Mia, only the commander can help me. Mia sighs helplessly as she packs her bag for the journey. I'm going to see the instructor. Remember to ask about the commander. I will. Now get some rest. You have 2 tough battles to fight tomorrow. Tell me about it. After Mia leaves the hotel room, Nail shuffles sullenly into the bathroom. Ah, okay. So that's where they at. So that's where the commander's at. And then Nell's like in an apartment, like way over here. We got like AR-18. We got Team 404. They're all like on the outside or some shit. Holy shit, man. Is this background old school? This was definitely like another like chapter 1 background. A few days ago in the outskirts of Offenbach district in Frankfurt. New waifu. What's the holdup? It's time to change shifts. Man, you could tell that like these girls are like drawn recently too, because like the quality is like way higher than like some of the older girls. Has the instructor come out at all during your shift yesterday? No, why? That's 3 days. For 3 whole days, she's been inside the safe house. That's not a good sign. This is MG338. I have a report for AR-18. Hertha routinely sweeps the visitor from head to toe with as quickly as she can. You're good. The petite figure gives Herthia a silent nod before disappearing through the door to the safe house. Man, everybody sure has the same safe house background. In the evening, inside the temporary safe house, the stuffy air hangs heavy in the room. It is obvious that the windows haven't been open for several days. Lenny walks up to AR-18, who is hard at work. While going through the work that the commanders left behind, I came across several messages in their personal mailbox. The sender's name is Cornelia Schaefer. She wrote a request to the commander's assistance in investigating Professor Gray, who was affiliated with Galatea Corporation, for her death. He seems to have knowledge of certain matters concerning Paradius. What do you think? She is the employer of Mia, a former colleague of mine. If you are concerned about whose side she is on, I once helped her evade Paradius' pursuit while in Berlin. So, you think she could be trusted? In my opinion, even though she hails from a wealthy and prominent family, she can be depended on. In fact, I would go as far as to say she is on the same path as the commander. Hails from a wealthy and prominent family? Yes, she is the granddaughter of the former Ministry of Health. We need an influential human to help us get into Frankfurt. Are you implying that we should ask as a favor of Miss Schaefer? If there's any possibility that it may work, I'll give it a try. I understand. I will contact Mia immediately. Also, keep the commander's disappearance a secret from her for now. Yes, ma'am. At present, on the outskirts of Offenbach District, Frankfurt, Hertha is startled by the sudden rustling of leaves while she is standing guard. Who's there? Relax, it's me. Miss Mia, how come you never make a sound when you move? Being quiet and not unobtrusive is one of the basic qualities of a bodyguard. Is the instructor here? I've come with new intel. Come on in. AR-18 puts down what she is doing when she sees Mia come in. Any messages from Miss Nell? These are your permits. Memorize all the details of your cover identities written on them. They may question you at the security screening. AR-18 takes the permit and her stern face softens ever so slightly. Please convey our gratitude to Miss Nell. She has certainly done us a huge favor. If you want to thank her, get the commander to do it in person. Sure. Mia glances around the room and suddenly takes note of the details she sees. Any questions, Miss Mia? The commander isn't busy. They're trapped somewhere, aren't they? There are no obvious signs of human activity in the safe house. Besides, if the commander were not incapacitated, you wouldn't have come to Nell to help with the permits. As I've already explained to Miss Nell, the commander is doing their utmost best to resolve a certain matter, but they have run into some obstacles. Once the commander completes their task, they would be more than happy to treat with Miss Nell. So, where is the commander dealing with this important matter? In Wiesbaden District. If you're referring to the restricted area within the Wiesbaden District, you can just say the White Zone. I was not aware that this kind of information is public knowledge in Germany. Even ordinary citizens can visit the government office as long as they have an appointment. I see. In that case, it would also be a walk in the park for Miss Nell to travel to the White Zone, wouldn't it? You know Nell won't say no to your request. If at all possible, could you ask Miss Nell to take note of the terrain and geography within the White Zone for us? To be honest, this is what the commander has been trying to achieve clandestinely. That's a state secret. Are you asking Nell to commit treason? You would never put Miss Nell in that kind of position. I swear to you on the commander's honor. Nell will be meeting Air Vogt in the White Zone tomorrow afternoon. I hope you'll hold your end of the bargain. When the matter is over, I will make sure Miss Nell gets an appointment with the commander. AR-18 convenes an emergency operation meeting. The assembled dolls line up neatly and gather in the cramped interior of the safe house. AR-18 stands across from behind a simple desk and scans everyone's faces. We are to enter Frankfurt. I will now give instructions on how we are going to proceed. Will all team leaders present promptly relay the information to their teams? Yes, ma'am. First of all, we will be entering Frankfurt with Miss Nell's help. Her bodyguard, Miss Mia, will be driving us into the city, and we will be declared as Miss Nell's newly hired bodyguard dolls. Considering the latest intel we have on the traffic restrictions in Frankfurt, I believe those who come along this time must meet at least the following criteria. 1. They must have experience in carrying out prolonged covert operations in an urban setting. And 2. They must excel at electronic warfare and masking their signals to conduct infiltrations. I think I heard our names being called. Yes, Squad 404, I need all of you to aid us on the EW front in this operation. No problem. I'll build a commander for it. Also, Cross and Hertha. Yes, ma'am. The 6 of you will be coming with me to Frankfurt. Ah, shit, there's Ro. Ro, while I'm away, please keep this place running. Understood. I just feel a bit useless for not being able to help you. The AR team sustained severe damage in the previous operation and are still recovering. Even you haven't been fully repaired yourself. Please don't worry about anything else until you get yourself patched up. Alright. Once I leave, you and Star 15 will be in charge of the safe house and other outposts in the area. Please keep all the remaining dolls safe and await further instructions. Roger that. 416 picks up the permits on the desk and checks them one by one. What should we do with these permits that Miss Snell has delivered to us? The information on them doesn't really match us. That's true. Although the paperwork has been taken care of, we will still have to stay out of sight for as much as possible. In the most ideal scenario, we won't have to go through any manned checkpoints and are granted access after a simple document verification. I see. So Squad 404 will have our work cut out for us from the moment we get in. I'll leave that in your good hands. ID signal masking and modification is your forte after all. And your forte must be bossing people around. You know what? I'm still kind of mad that, like, even in GFL 2, from what I've seen, like, there's still, like, no, like, hacking minigame, like, that you see, like, that other, like, sci-fi, like, games do. They still do hacking as, like, another fucking combat stage, and, like, I don't like that. It's like, oh my god, we need to hack it. And then, like, fucking GFL's version of hacking is, like, fighting virtually. Like, Project Neurocloud. Technically, you could say that Project Neurocloud is their version of hacking. I just don't like that. Like, I really would rather just it be like a mini game or something. It's like, oh, like these Samus Ferris units, like they fucking, like, they're in place of, like, the firewall. So if we kill the firewall, then, like, we get to, like, hack it. And it's like, we're gonna, like, virtually shoot it with our virtual guns or whatever like that. Now, let's figure out how we can speedrun the security checks in Frankfurt. She's sleeping. Late at night, outside Frankfurt, a van full of dolls follows the congested traffic and moves slowly on the brightly lit Autobahn, grinding to a stop regularly before starting up again. With a hand poised on the car horn, Mia looks around restlessly. Aren't they supposed to be traffic restrictions all over Frankfurt? Why are there so many cars waiting in line to get in at this late hour? Looking at the license plate, there are even cars coming from Munich and Lübeck. Why come all the way here at a time like this? People are probably unnerved by the terrorist attack in Berlin and Frankfurt. The series of explosions in Berlin from a few months ago still haven't been fully investigated. And there was another explosion in Frankfurt on Halloween, and now a doll has apparently committed murder. People all over Germany are in a panic. But shouldn't they be avoiding Berlin and Frankfurt? In the eyes of ordinary citizens, the stricter restrictions, the safer they think it is. Right now, Frankfurt crackdown on dolls is probably the toughest in the entire country. Enough chit-chat. 416 stares at the multiple dots moving uniformly on the screen. 45. Several drones have locked onto us. Keep calm. Don't do anything that would draw suspicion. Both AR-18 and Mia glance ahead. Several drones lined up in a single row or overlooking and scanning vehicles entering the city from mid-air. It seems to be a routine check. We haven't attracted any particular attention. Just to be safe, we should still wipe ourselves from the system after getting through. Right, I've already left a back door. Our permits and forge IDs have been uploaded. All green on the back end. No problem whatsoever. Looks like we passed the first check then. All the dolls in the van breathe a sigh of relief. Yo, that's gotta be like a heavy-duty van though. Like, a van that could carry like 6 T-dolls or some shit. You suddenly become so mature and dependable for 16. Are you in a lot of debt or something? Why are you always talking smack to me? I was just expressing my concern for you. Your concern is hard stomach. My financial situation is perfectly fine, thank you very much. How nice! 416 is such a reassuring presence now. 45. Is this what being a veteran truly means? 416's fingers keep dancing across the keyboard, but her frown betrays her exasperation. AR-18, can you order them to shut up? It's probably a good idea to keep quiet for now. Roger that. Okie dokie. U-45 smiles to herself and looks out the window. Amidst the silence, a small drone suddenly whizzes down to scan the van. We're now in the queue waiting to get through the checkpoints. Oh, look at the text is blue. They're telepathically speaking to each other and shit. Telepathically? I guess it wouldn't be telepathically. They all in that like that Wi-Fi chat room or something. Man, I can imagine like in a room of like 20 like robots or something. There's gotta be like 5 chat rooms and like each group has like their own clique or something. I could also imagine too that like if you're like maybe like in a fancy spancy restaurant and like it has like robot servants, like all the robots are like in their own like fucking private chat room. Like all the butlers and waitresses, all the butler and waitress like robots. Attention, switch to our closed circuit comms channel and deactivate all external contact signals. Pay attention to your facial expressions and movements. Don't blow your cover. Acknowledged. Understood. The van is silent once again. In the small enclosed space with only the dull roar of the engine, it slowly carries the dolls towards the brightly lit night of Frankfurt. Man, we barely moved! I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like, we went from like there to there. We moved like fucking like 10 feet. Level 40? If I do it on hard mode. Level 110? Bro, that's such a big gap. That's a huge ass gap. See? We hacking. This is hacking, but like, it's not hacking? Just give me the fucking minigame, man. Just give me like a fucking hacking minigame. What is this? It's literally called electronic warfare. Oh, I get it. No, I fucking get it. They're simulating the firewall here with the fucking defense gate. Yep, I get it. I get it. It makes a lot of sense. I'm so smart. I'm so fucking smart. Okay, what does the fucking easy mode look like? Oh, wow. It's so much small. It's so tiny. It's so fucking tiny. Oh, there's no, like, death stacks. They replaced the death stacks with Goliaths now. But with just the 2 right here. It's literally, like, just the 1. It's just the 1 Goliath. It's the bean. No! Motherfucker! God damn it. It did it again. Did it fucking again. The hell? It really does kind of like just freeze up like at like random times. There's like no rhyme or reason for it either. It just kind of like just happens. Man, it would be awesome if they like made like fucking PC client for GFO1, but I guess it's too late to do that now though. Since technically GFO1's finished. But then like they did say that like they're not gonna like EOS it though. They're just gonna like keep on doing like sub events or like side events or whatever. I am so tired of like people like dooming like Project Neurocloud to get EOS'd, because like if Girls Frontline 1 has not been EOS'd, I don't think PNC is gonna get EOS'd either. But like everyone's all like, oh my god, they're speedrunning the events now. Ah, EOS for PNC, EOS. I'm so fucking tired of like the negativity on all like the fucking like PNC boards. It's like, guys, if they have an EOS GFL1 with this like archaic ass coding, they're not gonna EOS fucking PNC. Like, everyone calm your tits. PNC, people are like, oh, PNC doesn't make a lot of money. Yeah? You know what makes even less money? Girls Frontline 1. Girls Frontline 1 makes even less money. So, if they have a reason to EOS anything, it'd be GFL 1 and not PNC. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Was there a second one? No, just that one. Oh, I got the icon thingy. I didn't know I'd have that. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. I see what's going on.
獲物たちの無駄な悪あがきこそが私の大好物なのさ。
So I only have like enough ammunition for like five battles or whatever like that, so I had to like try to avoid battles like as much as possible. Fuck me, I forgot which one I went in. I literally forgot which one I went in. I wasn't paying attention. I absolutely was not paying attention. Alright, so I'm probably gonna have to restart. I need to like figure out like which teleporter takes me where and whatever. I'm gonna have to figure this out.
来い。夢幻の世界へと沈めてやろう。
Why is the music so hard right now?
褒美として。
I mean, like, I'm not complaining about the music per se, but like, the music seems like very, like, not, it doesn't belong here. The music doesn't fit here. Okay, that sent me back, alright. Oh, was that it? Was that it? Alright, cool. I think I guessed right on my first try. Except I literally, like, don't remember what my first teleport was. So that might be a problem. That could be a little bit of a problem. Alright. I gotta get to the control terminal. So I guess having like the extra movement thingy does nothing for me right now since I have infinite movement.
私の罠から逃げられる獲物はいない。
こんにちは、指揮官。
How did I get G3 while I'm hacking? I shouldn't be getting anything right now. I guess if I wanted to take like any equipment, I could have taken like the extra ammo or something. Now, if I wanted this to be like lore accurate, I'd be playing like a team of like AR-18 and Team 404. But I could justify this by saying that like since like we're hacking or whatever like that like 45 is using like the image of like the SF unit or something because you know like they're better at combat or whatever. Alright, so there's one open spot. And right now these guys are on patrol. So I just need to like I need to actually end my turn is what I need to do. So these guys will patrol, this dot's gonna open up, and then I should be able to just get there. Oh! So, I guess that's it. I guess it's not as complicated as I thought it was gonna be. Huh. I thought it was gonna be a lot more complicated. I guess that's it. I guess that's it. I feel like I really lucked out on the teleportation shit. I think I was supposed to run out of ammo and then restart, but I might have guessed right on my first try.
Bonjour, 指揮官。AT52 機関銃。今日から入隊します。
I think I got lucky. I had to have gotten lucky. Oh my god, it's Mashlin! It's Mashlin! Well, at least this shit's numbered, so you don't get too lost. And then there's my good old infinity map. Back in my day, we had to grind on regular maps. There was no infinity map back then. Back in my day. What do we even get here anyway? Rhino, Mona, Og, Sabrina, Mia. Well, I don't need any of these. Nope, that's not what I meant to click on. Yeah, I guess it really doesn't matter. Survive for at least 2 rounds. Wait, do I have to even do anything? It just says survive. So do I actually have to do something?
やっと始まるのね。
Like, do I not actually have to fight? Oh, and then you only have to kill 3 targets? Huh. That's it? Just kill like 3 things? Seems pretty simple. For that S rank. I don't know like if this team can even like do the EX version of this, but like I'm just seeing if they can. This is my normal farm team.
復讐のチャンス。
Also, artillery fairy was not necessary there. I was kind of staring at that metal screen for a while. I need an excuse to use my fairy points because like I never use my fairy points for anything.
復讐だ。哀れむ心なんてもう捨てました。やった。M16 姉さん、またやりました。
Oh, 3 stars!
指揮官は
I got
命令するよ。
Makarov! She did get her cool Digimon, if I didn't have her already.
復讐だ。
Oh shit, I might take damage here.
復讐のチャ
Oh,
ンス。
nope, nope. I almost took damage. I was about to.
はじめまして、指揮官。
Alright, survive for 2 turns and then like fight 3 dudes and like that's all I need to do, I guess. I'll turn off that. So that means you can actually beat this stage without doing anything then. You could just hit end turn.
PP2000 です。ずっとあなたのそばにいますね。
Is that really all you have to do actually? I mean, obviously like if you need to farm, you farm. But if you don't need to farm. Wait, Hawks? Are you serious? I could actually like use a hawk here? If you need to use a hawk like on a farming map, you got problems. You should not be having to use a hawk on a farming map.
作戦会議終わった？じ
So
ゃあ出
just
発
end
ね。
turn? Like just don't do anything? Do I still get like the 15 points? Or do I only get less if I don't get an S rank? A. Oh, and then you still get a fucking drop. You get a drop for just being the stage. Oh, and you do still get the 15. So, if you do it that way, you get like the fucking like farm thing, but you don't get the medals though. So, you gotta kill shit to get medals. But you can get like your 60 a day just by end turning. So, I guess technically that kind of counts as a sweep then, since like you really are just like just hitting end turn. Don't even gotta fight. Don't even gotta do shit. Yeah, would you look at that? It's literally like a free farm. So, if you were a brand new player with a brand new account and you got to this point, then like you could actually get just free dolls without actually having to like beat the stage. It's a free doll. Is the normal mode like the same thing? Survive for at least 2 rounds, it says. Destroy 3 targets. I'll do that. I'll do that. Oh wow, these guys are pretty tanky on easy mode. The cheerleader does not do any damage though. He doesn't even have like a handgun or anything. The guy just like sits there and just waves his hands. I do kind of miss like the low stakes fights from the beginning of the game, where it's like the reason why you found like random T-dolls out in the fields because like they came from like abandoned bases or they got lost or something. Like now, there's kind of no reason why you should be finding T-dolls in the battlefield. It doesn't make any lore sense anymore. What is FN49 doing in Frankfurt? She should not be here. Oh, that 416 division bomb ain't doing a whole lot. Most of the damage is coming from M4A1's like giant laser cannon. Plasma? I think they say plasma cannon. That's what it was supposed to be. Oh! Wait a minute. Is the reason for the heavy helipad so that way you can like fucking use like a mech if you wanted to? Is that why? It's literally so you could use the fucking mech. You don't have to. It's a waste. This is literally like a waste of resources. This is so unbelievably expensive. There's no reason for this, like, at all. It's a farm stage. If you have to use a mech here, you're doing something wrong. Mechs are pretty expensive to upkeep.
ちょっとは振り向いてくれますか？
Oh, I forgot that they actually had voices.
これは運命の出会い。
So the Gunslinger girls definitely just recycle like the anime lines or whatever, and I'm pretty sure the Zombieland girls do the same thing. Valhalla collab characters don't have voices. The Guilty Gear girls also like just take it from their own game. But they did have to actually record like specific lines though for Noelle and like fucking like Valentine, because like they actually have like oath lines, funny enough. Yeah, Elfit and Noelle actually have oath lines. So they definitely had to kind of like record new lines for that. Because I'm pretty sure those oath lines don't exist in Guilty Gear. Or BlazBlue. I keep forgetting it's Guilty Gear and BlazBlue. But I don't use Noelle though. I only use Elfit. Mostly because Noelle's trash anyway. So if I want to use Noelle, the tank is the only way I could use Noelle if I wanted to. Well, that's funny. You have the option to use tanks.
私は最新のアサルトライフル F2000 です。指揮官、遠慮なさらず私と仲良くなりましょうね。
Was there ever a reason to like go in the fucking mech thing? God damn, this is still saying this? Wow. Breach. Still saying it.
まったく用がないなら少し寝てくるよ。
Oh, I forgot that you could even do this. I've never had to, but I forgot that this was an option. Huh. The mech looks so tiny in here. It looks so small. IOP Manufacturing Company. That leads to like the same screen. Oh, there it is. I forget where the hawk thing was. Oh, it's right here. No, wait, this is not the one this is not the room I was looking for, though. Unless the room doesn't exist anymore. Like, there was like the hawk garage or something, but the hawk garage might have been replaced with like the tank garage, so it might not be a thing anymore. I don't think it's a thing anymore. Yeah, there used to be like a basement for all the hawks. I mean, like, the basement didn't do anything anyway, though. It was just to like look at the hawks or whatever, so it served no purpose.
指揮官も分かっているでしょ。私以上に優れた選択肢なんてないことを。
Yeah, there's no extra room here or anything. Nope. There is not. All the wedding skins are up, or at least the past ones. Alright. I'm gonna have to stop the stream here, because I do have, like, work in the afternoon, but we will reconvene back on the weekend for GFL, and I guess I'm also gonna have to catch up with the Project NeuroCloud event as well, too. Damn, I gotta do Project NeuroCloud and Girls Frontline. Mika, why'd you have to do, like, both game updates at the same time? Couldn't you, like, stagger that shit out? Like, fuck. I gotta, like, pull for Soul and shit. You could have, like, at least staggered them out by, like, a week or something. I'm just saying, Mika.